Hey guys, how is everybody? Hello from New England. It's been a few days since I've been back. It's crazy busy around here getting ready for my oldest son to graduate from high school and all of the chaos and excitement and celebration that entails as he embarks off to college. Today, I wanted to talk about a few things. Hey Joe, how are you? I want to talk about women, obviously, getting lost in their heads. I want to talk about journaling in general. I'm going to talk about something that most people would never expect me to say, which is you never need to buy a journal ever. But I have one if you need one. I want to talk about a lot of things. So I've heard in the week since, hey Natalie, in the week since this monster, this piece of equipment has been released, I've had amazing feedback from all over the world. And some people get it, and they get it right away, and they open it up, and they go, these questions are incredible prompts. I could go in any direction, whether I'm a morning person or an evening person. There is something for me to grab onto here and use the ensuing pages and just, sort of take myself to task and allow myself to purge whatever it is that's in my head. And some people, hey, Karen, how are you? Some people will say, but it's just a bunch of blank pages. And so I thought this would be really fun if I just hopped on today and got it. Natalie, if you go to RebeccaTDickson.com/this is how you find her, you can get it. I think there's also a link probably underneath this video on my business page. There are several links, but I can stick it in the comments after this live stream, or if somebody else has it, that would be great. RebeccaTDickson.com/this-how-you-find-her. And I don't know why it's so long, but if you go to that page, it'll give you the link to get it on Amazon, whether you are in Canada, the US, the UK, France, wherever you are in the world. It's just forever. Anyway, I mean, I'm glad that you asked. Thank you. That's really cool. But I didn't want to, this actually wasn't a pitch. So that's fun. What I wanted to talk about primarily was this notion of, what do you do with this thing? It's so big, and there's so much blank space, and my God, it's full of blank pages. What do I do with that? Why would I buy it? Okay, so this is great. You don't have to, right? Anybody can go and get a freaking napkin and start writing their guts out. The problem is, particularly for women, hey Annette, hey everybody that's joining in, the problem is, particularly for women, is we don't. And if we do think, well, journaling is this trendy fun thing, or my friends are journaling, I wonder what that's about, they don't necessarily know what that would look like what would I even say. And so for many of us, and I'm 45, so if you're in my era or older, you're going to get this instantly. Some of the younger people, you've been blessed where society's a little bit different. But women in general, my age, hi Inky, we were told to sit down and shut up. Fold your hands, be ladylike, put your shoulders back, and we don't want to hear anything about anything, okay? And so it sort of became a way of life, very much a way of life. And the beauty of journaling, hey Yvonne, and Lori's on, and Marilyn's on, the beauty of journaling is it's your space. You get to give yourself permission to say whatever the fuck you want, whatever it is that's coming up for you that day, whatever it is that you want to examine internally. The thought that keeps spinning around and around in your head, and you just can't figure out why is it there, and what is the solution to this issue. That's what a journal can do for you, right? And again, you can totally just go get a notebook, a napkin, anything will do with a writing implement, it's fine. So why this? And I know it's backwards, that's just the way the camera works. The reason that I created this specifically was, okay, women like me who don't know what to write about, who are not accustomed to self-expression, who aren't certain what they have to say, but know that there's something in here that wants to come out, or that life isn't shaping up the way that they always thought it would be, or that there's a solution within them to whatever problem they have. And P.S. that's true for everybody. The mere fact that you have a problem means that there is a solution inside you. So how can I help support those women? How can I help shape an idea or frame a situation for them where they learn self-expression and giving themselves permission over and over again? That's why I created it. And, you know, the dates are blank. Each day has several pages for journaling, blank pages, right? But each day also has a series of questions. And I'm an evening person, right? I'm not a morning person. You're never going to see me up early and journaling. It's just not going to happen. It's not even in me. But at night, that's when I'm in my zone. And just before I go to bed, I'm going to grab my journal and my pen, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do a little self-examination here. I want to know, sort of give myself permission to tap back into my body and tap back into my feelings and go, okay, what's going on with me today? How do I feel today? Hey, Heidi. And what I began with, because I'm an evening person, is, okay, let's list 5 things I'm really grateful for today. And that sort of gets me back into my body and how I feel. What was good today? What made me feel good today? How can I get here before I go to sleep? And then I went to one thing that happened today that made me smile. Okay? You getting the idea? Doesn't that feel good? And then I went to one thing I did today that I'm proud of. And by the way, guys, for years and years and years, I've been doing this online work for 10 years. These are questions that I used to put on my business page every single day. These are questions. One thing I'm proud of, one thing that made me smile, you know. So it's not new, but having it here where you can look at it, reference it, and use it, and privately journal every day is killer. It's key. Gets you back in your body. The next thing I went into is 3 choices that I made today that liberated me. Everybody has goals. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has ideas. You are not going to make $1 million in a day, but you can take a step toward making that $1 million in a day, okay? One step, even if it's a baby step. So 3 choices you made that day that liberated you. What decision did you make? Maybe it was to do a live stream like this and actually show up and share your expertise and what wants to come from your heart. Maybe it was that you crafted an email for the first time. Maybe it was that you unleashed a new product that you're really proud of. Maybe it was that you struck up a conversation with a stranger about your business. Whatever it was, this is giving you space to reflect and look at everything in your life and all of your capabilities that are good. And they just feel good. I mean, do you feel that even as I'm talking about it? Hey, Christy, how are you? And then, you know, I went into a couple of things, like if you're a morning person, you probably want to tackle these suckers, right? The last 2 questions. I'm not. I'm an evening person. But, you know, the 3 most important tasks for me to complete tomorrow that are doable and feel amazing. Guys, for me, it's as simple as I need to get back in my body. I need to get back here. I don't want to be all caught up in my head. You know, what's going to feel good? How can I remind myself to get back into what feels good? Maybe it's following your heart. It doesn't have to be complicated. But if you give yourself permission to simply answer these questions in whatever way wants to come up, because nobody's going to see the inside of your journal except for you, you give yourself permission to let the words come up. Whatever pops into your head, you write it down. You're going to start to see patterns as days go by. And not just that, but the answers to these questions each day, you can pick one or several and go turn the page, and you've got multiple pages to examine that. Now, like, I'll take a random example for me. I wasn't even planning on doing this. For me, one of my goals that I put down every day, it's doable, it feels amazing, is always to get back in my body. Why do I want that reminder? Because I get stuck in my head. I'm a thinker, right? And I know I'm a thinker. And thinking is a wonderful thing. I have a great IQ. And I have a massive capacity for vocabulary and language, and I understand things really quickly, and all of that is great. But thinking isn't doing. So I know for me that if I'm thinking, it's ultimately going to become sabotage for me, and it's going to prevent me from doing the thing, because I'm just going to continue to think about it rather than taking action and then seeing what unfolds and how I can shape it and perfect it and mold it as we go, right? So for me, the thing that I can do every single day is going to be getting back in my body. somebody else, it's going to be something completely different. So you grab one of those things and you turn the page and, okay, what would it look like for me tomorrow to get back in my body? What does that even mean? And then I'll just start writing. Stream of consciousness. Total permission. Becky gets to write whatever she wants because nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to care. It's my space. And again, you don't need to buy this to do it. You can do it on a freaking napkin. I've said it 100 times. But why I created it is that women don't know how. They just don't know how, right? So the idea is, take a series of questions that are designed to be introspective and to get your mind moving a little bit. And then, answer them all or answer 2. I don't really care. And then pick a thread, turn the page, and let the sucker rip. Get it out. Get it out. And then the really fun part, to me, the really fun part, because I'm a thinker, is as days go by and weeks go by, and it's different for everybody, you go back and you start to look at, what did I write a couple of weeks ago? What did I write last week? And you're going to start to see patterns. Patterns of thought, patterns of emotion, patterns of behavior, because how we do one thing is how we do everything. And if you don't take the space and the time to write it down, to get it out of your body, out of your head, so that you can see it in black and white, you will never be able to discover these things about yourself. And that is the power of journaling. That is the power of taking the time to say, I got something in me that needs to come out. And I'm important enough and valid enough, and I respect myself enough to give myself that space, and I'm going to go do this. And then you can look back in a week, in as little as a week, and begin to see, again, thought patterns, behavioral patterns, things that may or may not be in alignment with the things that you say you want. Some things will be completely in alignment, some things will be completely incongruent, but you're not going to know until you take the time to examine your thoughts. And one other thing I just wanted to mention, because again, you don't need to buy a journal. You really don't. People like to buy them because they're pretty. I mean, women especially, we like to have an attractive journal. We like to have a safe, almost sacred space for our words. And that's wonderful. And I completely support that. But the other thing that you can do is just write it anywhere. So you get this thing, you get this giant piece of equipment. Use it. Examine yourself. Take a look at what it is you are doing and or not doing. And I'm looking at all these comments. I'll catch up to them in a minute. And give yourself permission to feel and to think freely. And for many women, again, particularly women of my age, this might be the first time in your whole life you give yourself that kind of permission. I mean, why do you think that we're the most stressed out, anxiety-ridden, obese nation in the world? Because we're so fucking hard on ourselves. That's why. This is your ticket to freedom. How you use it is up to you. Now, I had a couple of people say, but it's just a bunch of blank pages. You're absolutely right. That's what a journal is. With a series of prompts and some heartfelt guts in the front and how you can use it to your advantage. Ultimately, though, to me, this is a beautiful, beautiful metaphor. It has to be a bunch of blank pages. It's designed to give you the space and the time that you need, and that up until now, you have not given to yourself. I created it, and then one of the first things I said about it was like, you know what? Your superpower is inside this journal, but not until you fill the pages, right? So like, I do have a book by the same name, by the way. This is How You Find Her, that will be out this fall. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. I can write a book, I can give you a series of exercises and instructions, and that's all well and good. That's one tool, right? But this tool, you have to participate in. I can't come to your house and, put probes or whatever on your head and say, oh, you're having this thought now, here's what it means. I can't do that. They don't have the science to do that yet. So you have to take some responsibility here. Pick up your fucking pen and have the courage to write down what's going on in your mind. And if you do that, if you participate in your own growth and evolution, this will be the best fucking thing you ever bought. And you don't even have to buy it. Again, go get a notebook, right? But if you'd like a little guidance, if you'd like some support with that, if you'd like to have some strategic questions and some guts in the front about how this works, well then, yeah, go get it. It's called This Is How You Find Your Journal. It's on Amazon. By the way, for those of you who have purchased it, and my staff doesn't even know that this is happening yet, I'm creating a course to go with it. And for those of you who have already bought it, we're giving it to you. We're giving you the course. So that's coming. Give me like 10 days maybe. I mean, I have the guts of it. It's just not polished yet. So there you go. There's something else. All right. So is it dated or do you have... No, it is not dated, Yvonne. It's not dated. And I will show you. Can you see that? You stick the date in. Let's see. Nope, no dates. Joe, I love that. One of my 3 things to do tomorrow is breathe. Yeah, get back in your body. Get back in your body. Karen, I write affirmations in the morning when I'm enjoying my coffee. What a great way to start the day. Hey, Beth, how are you? All these beautiful people that I missed popping on when I was gabbing. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea, right? You get the idea? It is a piece of equipment. It's purposely big and heavy. It's also very pretty. And it's designed for you. For you. That's it. I think there is no better time ever to be a woman than right now. Like, I truly mean that. The world is waking up in such profound, beautiful ways. And I think that there's no better time to support women than now. I mean, you could argue that it should have been done 5 centuries ago, and duh, but the fact is it's happening now in a really powerful, ground-shifting sort of way. And I'm excited about what you discover about yourself as you dive in and give yourself permission to feel and think and express whatever it is that's bubbling up to the surface. And that's it. 10-4, peace out. Have a beautiful week. I have to go get ready for 100 people that are coming to my house for my son's graduation party, which is kind of crazy, but very exciting. My oldest graduating from high school. So I may or may not be on tomorrow. We'll see how the time goes. I will put the link for the journal in the comments. Check it out. And again, no, you don't need to fucking buy one. Get a notebook or use a goddamn napkin. Record voice memos in your phone. Do whatever you got to do. But if you'd like some support, then yeah, this is for you. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it. Okay, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping in your comments and your hearts and your love. And I will see you all soon. Mwah. Bye.